Well, good evening and welcome back to The Different Perspective. My name is Leon Jahe, your host. And I didn't think I was gonna have to talk about this, but I feel like being that this is a channel that gives a different perspective to how we see life, I feel responsible to be part of this conversation, okay? We have seen a video go viral on the social media platforms about a child and the mom and how they're talking back and forth with each other, they disrespect. And I am amazed. I would say this. I am genuinely amazed. And this is the reason why I'm amazed. We we are out here sharing and sharing and sharing the video. It's gone viral because of our own actions. And we want to, be saints in the tags that we attach to that video. My question is very simple. Are we genuinely looking at this from the point it should be looked at? Because this is how I say it, okay? We ought to look at it from a three different point. Look at the mom separately, look at the child separately, and them together in a relation. Yeah? I'm not saying what happened is right, but we cannot sit and act that started yesterday. No, I did not, and you know this. Hmm? Problem is, most of us we come from home where there was never a talking conversation or talking relationship with our parents. Z, ilikuwa whatever mom says or whatever dad says, that is the law, and you could not negotiate around that. Yeah. So with time, that has changed. People have changed. Yeah. People are very different. Hmm? Mumetuma mama atoke nje and they hustle, you've sent the dad out to go and hustle. My question is, who's raising kids? Hmm? Who's raising kids? And besides just raising kids, giving them the basic needs, how are they integrating themselves in the society that they find themselves in? Maybe that's the norm. Maybe that's hapo hivyo ndo venye anaona watu huongeleshana. Labda hivyo ndo venye mamake na babake wanaongeleshana. Maybe we don't know. We don't have full story to this, and that's why I'm very particular with the word maybe. Yeah. So we wanna act like this is the first it's happening. No, for any situation to get to that level of escalation, it's something that it's a repeated pattern. Because ingekuwa ni wa mama wa kitambo, zile baro dem angekuwa meraruliwa hapo hivyo, ingekuwa noma sana. Yeah. We're also forgetting that there's an age group that gave birth to kids when they were so young. So they're caught up in raising themselves and in compensating for the time they missed out when parenting and their kids and being a role model to them. Hmm? I see how people are writing the tags to the video. My question to you is, are you objectively analyzing the situation, or are you trying to look morally upright by projecting what you feel is moral to you to the situation? Hmm? Kenya tunaona, this is a result. This is not a cause. But as long as we're so fixated on the result and not retracting back and see where did things go so wrong, if we can't go back and just take accountability and when did we fall off the tracks, then it's very hard. We will see more of these similar situations happening, and we will continue posting them like we have a very good moral compass. We don't. There's a big mess, and no one is addressing that. Because it's so cool to share things that go viral so you don't feel like you're missing out on anything. But who is holding anyone accountable? They definitely, there's a clear accountability that needs to be taken. Things don't get this worse all of a sudden. Yeah? And you see, this is the thing. Shida yetu tunatakanga kudeal na watoi ni kama they're mindless. They can't comprehend shit. Kids comprehend a lot. They analyze a lot. Yeah? And they build a character around what they analyze, what they perceive, what they relate with. They build a persona around that. And you know this because you was once a kid. That's why you knew when to play nice to get gifts. You know when to play nice because umefanya madhambi. You knew how to manipulate situations. Why we acting like to grow up saizi all of a sudden tumeanza kujua kumanipulate watu saizi. Z. Kids are very observant. Kids are very analytical. Maybe not in the level of processing that we do it, but they are. Yeah, they are. So my take is this: as we are pointing fingers because we are so good at that, can we take time and sit and ask, where did the rain start hitting us? When did it become so wrong? There's a generation that is unaona hii generation 2000, these ones, these are the results of how we of the choices we made, yeah, or the partners we chose, or the people we chose to father our kids, thinking or not thinking. There's a generation that is responsible for this. But as long as no one is willing to take accountability and every man is for themselves, then we shouldn't complain when we see stuff like this happening on the social media. And then we live in a time when everything is just on the open eye. Mnajua how many cases kama hizi zinafanyika? Ama mnataka kuniambia ni leo tu mmesikia kuna kuwa na watoto wanachapanga wazazi wao? Ni leo mmesikia ya kwanza? It's not. You've heard of this over and over again. But we still don't question, but because there's a camera that is here to record the whole act, all of a sudden everybody is a saint. Well, these ones, they're failing. We are all failing. We are all failing. And we're failing majorly because we don't want to be accountable. And we're hoping somebody's going to do the job for us. Who are you kidding? So I'm both amazed and kind of agitated about the whole situation. But we are not asking the right questions. We won't find a resolve in this. We won't get answers as long as we're asking the wrong questions. If you ask me, I would advise these two to go for therapy, because there's a lot that needs to be talked about in that relationship. It's not okay. I'm careful to use the word right and wrong because that is very relative. And we cannot watch this video with the intent of projecting our moral interpretation to them. No, that doesn't solve anything. Mwizi na mwenye anachungulia, you are the same people. So who's watching this going wrong and feeling like, let me ride on this wave and not do anything about it, you are part of the fucked up situation that we all find ourselves in. It's like us Kenyans. We know we have terrible leaders. We know we have terrible people for candidacy. Jehovah, achana nayo. Ancestors have checked in. Don't even correct. Mimi ni Mkikuyu nitang'oa by itself. So we know the people we are putting in power are not any different from whoever was there before. And then when we start seeing the results, we want to get mad. Who are you getting mad for? Who are you getting mad at? You made the choice. You choosing or not choosing to vote, you still made a choice. So don't complain about shit. As long as we're not looking to hold people accountable for anything that they do, we cannot sit and complain about situations. And so that goes for this particular situation. Hata wewe mwenye alikuwa na record hii video. Mwenye alikuwa na record hii video, honestly. If you really wanted to help out the situation, because I'm thinking it's someone close. Or not. What was the intention of recording the video? To what? To sensitize people? Or to cut for clout? What was the intent of recording the video? And if the intent of recording the video is to sensitize, then that should have followed up with a conversation. But then you just threw it out there. So people can tear it apart however they see fit. Yeah? But tunasahau kutakuwa na kesho. Hii story, we live in a world where every day things will happen. So in a week we will forget about this until another situation like this happens, and then we remember, oh shit, we were in a fucked up situation that we forgot to address. We all play too much. And mimi si moral police. Ni venye mimi nachoka, tunajichochanga sana. We all have, I have my flaws, but I sit with them. Yeah? It's not like we're moral police. I'm not even a moral police, but what agitates me or what makes me angry about this is how it's been continuously shared and the taglines. For me, it's not even the video that gets me. It's the tags. It's the comment people leave on top there. And when you read through the comments, you're like, oh my God. I like how people want to play saint and holy when most of us know this could be happening in your own household. We know rogue kids are almost everywhere. This is not a first. You know you're not surprised by this. You know this. But yet somehow we're gonna act like, oh shit, this is the first time it's happened. The world is definitely gonna end. How did we get in this place in the first? How did we get here in the first place? But we will miss asking the most fundamental question we ought to be asking. If we truly are looking to get resolve and make sure we don't find ourselves in this similar situation, or we don't find a repetition of this over and over again, then we must be willing to have that tough conversation. With an open mind, we get to have negotiated arguments, we get to agree to disagree, and we get to understand that we will have this conflict to move forward and betterment of this relationship, and not to be right. Because that's where most of us get stuck up, because we need to feed our ego. We are feeding our ego at the cost of something else, of someone else. We just delude ourselves. It's as long as it's not us, then it's good. As long as we're not bearing responsibility, it's good. Who told you that? At the end of the day, we all have to be responsible for the choices we make. Present or partially, we all must be accountable at any given point. So yes, this is a craze for now, but then after this, then what? We go forget about it. Are we waiting for things to get worse for us to actually start looking at these things in a way that will cause us to go back and be accountable and retract our steps and see where things went off? Where did we lose the respect? Yeah? Yes, we could be living in a very fucked up time, but this is not this. What we're seeing is a result. It's a result. It's not cause. But as long as we still look at it as cause and try to blame every other thing to it, like technology, oh, internet, oh, sijui nini, we will find. I am sure we will not run out of things to find blame on, to why this situation is like this, but none is gonna sit back and want to be accountable and have the hard conversation. This is what different perspective does. It gets you off your comfort zone, your corners, because you know this. And all of you who follow me all of you who watch my status, you know I don't just entertain you. I educate you. I cause you to think differently. Yeah? And I know this because people have appreciated, so it validates the work I do. And in that same breath, I know there's no way I could have been. I would have been quiet. I would have gone to bed and said, you know what? Not my monkey, not my suckers, but until we are ready to address the fuck up, it's gonna be difficult. We're gonna be seeing more of this situation happening over and over again. Yeah? And let's come off the high horse of moral police. What is morality anyway? What is morality? Yeah? Yeah, we have to deal with things from an observer's point of view. We cannot be just reacting and hoping that we sort things through reaction. Yes, you have to react, but you have to be very conscious on how you react to it. I'm reacting to the video, but in a way that will cause us to just know that we are part of the mess. Yeah? And the fact that we're sharing it doesn't take blame off of us. You imagine home kuna kaje. You imagine the relationship between this girl and the mom at home. Yeah? People don't just wake up one day and they're rebels. Kids don't just wake up one day and they're defiant. Yes, we understand there's adolescence that happens, but there's certain things that are inbuilt inside of you. If those things were not set up right, whoever was taking care of your childhood didn't do things right, it's a mess. And you can't blame the kid 100%. You as a caregiver, you need to be accountable. That will be it for today, and I'll see you on the next thing that catches us thinking and talking. But let me just say this: can we strive to do better in a way that we it's not right, but in a way that solves things. Yeah? Can we stop deluding ourselves and hope somebody else is going to take accountability for our own actions? Yeah? Bye. Hope you have a lovely night. And if you're not part of the solution, don't be part of the problem.